So I've been a fan of the Mass Effect series since the very beginning. I remember in 2007 buying an Xbox 360 just to play the original, and I've been hooked ever since. Since then, Mass Effect 3 has become my favorite game of all time, and some of my favorite gaming memories are from playing Mass Effect 3 multiplayer with friends for years. I still pick it up and play sometimes, every so often, even today. I even enjoyed Andromeda, though I do think it was a step backwards in terms of multiplayer, characters, and story. I still think it was an overall okay game. And lately I've been wondering how long until we see Mass Effect 5, with the scary thought that we may never see it. The reality is that BioWare hasn't released a successful game in nearly 10 years. I'm not counting the Legendary Edition because that was a re release of classic games, and I always expected that to do really well. It was going to improve on Mass Effect 1 in every way that we wanted it to, and it was going to let us, and even if you're on PC, I played it on PC, it even gives nice improvements to 2 and 3, like controller support and native ultra wide support, as well as a little bit of rebalancing, actually. And they think they added a 60 FPS mode to consoles. Nice. And that was really okay, their last successful game, but their last successful new game, again, was in 2014 with Dragon Age Inquisition. We talked about Mass Effect Andromeda, that came in 2017, and then Anthem in 2019. But both games underperformed. They were riddled with bugs and were broken, and both kind of just became online memes. The truth is that EA makes most of their money on live service games like Apex Legends and Madden. I don't think EA really knows what to do with a studio like BioWare, whose brand identity is the complete opposite of that. BioWare is a studio that is known for making amazing story-driven single-player RPGs, and at best might add a standalone multiplayer to some of their titles. Star Wars being the one exception, the Star Wars MMO. And I really, again, enjoy Mass Effect 3 and Dragon Age Inquisition multiplayer, and I hope to bring them back. But again, that's not the studio's bread and butter. And that's what makes me worry. They put Mass Effect on ice when Andromeda didn't do the numbers they expected. They dropped Anthem in about a year. And I worry that even if Dragon Age Dreadwolf turns out to be a polished release that wins a ton of rewards but doesn't bring in the live service DLC money that EA wants, that they may shut down the studio and we may never see Mass Effect or Dragon Age again. That scares me. Especially when you see a studio like Tango Gameworks getting the axe from Microsoft recently. Now, of course, those are two different studios, two different stories. I'm not trying to say they're one and the same, but when Tango Gameworks released a highly loved game that got a ton of awards, ton of praise, and hi-fi rush, only to be shut down a year later, it makes me wonder, is that the direction maybe the entire industry is going? Or is that Microsoft just being boneheads? I hope it's Microsoft just being boneheads. But we don't know if Tango's an isolated incident or not. The path forward is clearly through Dragon Age. And I don't like the idea that, one of my favorite all-time game studios are potentially on the chopping block. But if I were to place any bets on any game studio knocking it out the park, I'd bet the house on BioWare. That said, what are your guys' thoughts on Mass Effect, if it's going to come out, if Dragon Age is just BioWare's last chance? I'm kind of feeling like it might be. Do you guys think that if Dragon Age isn't this incredible game that does Cyberpunk numbers or Baldur's Gate 3 numbers, that we might be seeing the last of BioWare? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Of course, if you're new to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. I'll talk to you guys next time, and thanks for watching.